Hey there, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys today about Black Ops 3 and what my thoughts of it are and where I think the whole Call of Duty um, franchise is going from here on out. Now, I'll say that, you know, I haven't been a big fan of Call of Duties for a while, but there have always been some exceptions. But let me start with Black Ops 3. When I first saw Black Ops 3, when it was announced, I'm like, oh Lord, this is gonna be some straight garbage. And I was just like, because one of my biggest problems with Advanced Warfare was because everybody's fucking on top of you on the map. They're jumping over you. It looks like I'm fighting in fucking Dragon Ball Z, and I got motherfuckers jumping all around me, hitting me from behind, hitting me from the side, and disappearing on me. And I'm just like, that's not Call of Duty. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be the same way. And I remember seeing online, it's like, fuck, now they got, I'm shooting guns, I'm running around places and stuff like that. But I was, I wasn't too happy. But about when did it came out on the 6th. So a week earlier, no, it was like November 1st. My brother comes to me and is like, Lex, man, you want to go half and half on Black Ops 3? Being a good person I am, since we both have Xboxes, I made his Xbox the home Xbox, so anything we buy, we share the content license for it. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, bye. We buy the game. It's like, okay, you know. Oh yeah, I had already played the beta. Wasn't a big fan of it. I was just yeah. But when I popped the game in, play this start. I always start with the single player in Call of Duty because I really like the Black Ops series single players, and so yeah. And I was really impressed by the presentation of it, and I was really impressed by what you could do in the single player in the story itself. Now, I wasn't a big fan of, I think they kind of underplayed the terrorist attack in Singapore. I didn't feel as if the terrorist had attacked it. It was more like just like, I don't know, an explosion happened at the factory. They didn't show it off. It didn't feel like a terrorist had attacked. They didn't feel the fear, what have you, feel fear and paranoia of it. But whatever. Um, but besides that, I played the single player that night. I was actually feeling hella impressed of like the stuff you could do. The guns to me, unlike Advanced Warfare, which were just like they were just really more or less the same. These guns were actually like had good differences between them, and I really like that. And I like the all the exo abil exo no forget exo the abilities of your suit abilities. So what is that thing called? The DNIs, direct neural implants. I really like those, you know. And then a few days later, I went back into multiplayer. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give this a try. I've never used any other character. I always use battery for my specialist. So I used her, and I'm just like, and I was like playing that day, and I'm just like, first game was like, okay, you know, this is they've tuned things up since the beta. Okay. Second game, this is actually not that bad. I learned how to walk, run on walls and stuff like that. I was getting better at it rather. And, by like the end of that day, I was like, yeah, this shit is hot, man. Because the single player to me, it feels like you're playing Terminator, I guess, because I'm fighting the machines and what have you. It's taking over, and I just like want to be like, I am a machine sometimes, and that's how I felt with the single player. I love the single player, even though they kind of underplayed the terrorist attack, and I love the multiplayer. I really liked them both. Um, given they need to get rid of that lag system that Call of Duty's always had built in. But that's about it, man. To me, Treyarch has with Black Ops 2. No, forget it, Black Ops 1. They dang, what's the word? They showed that they were without a doubt the best Call of Duty developer right now. After Vince Zampella and what's his face West left Infinity Ward, you know, it was Treyarch was the go-to company. Sledgehammer Games, they got a lot to work on, but to me, Treyarch has supplanted themselves as the go-to Call of Duty developer because they make the best. They've showed they make the best games. They got the best stories to tell, and they have a good. They don't compromise. It seems like to me, and you know, I'll say this. Back with the whatchamacallit, Call of Duty 3. I wasn't a big fan of that because it did a lot of stuff well, but it kind of took a step backwards for the series. So, I didn't necessarily it was all right. World at War, I was kind of disappointed after Call of Duty 4 they went back to World War II, but you know, World at War wasn't I didn't find it to be that bad. It was decent for what it was rather. The stuff you could do. You could use flamethrowers and stuff. And that's another thing I love about Trek. They try to supplant in new gameplay mechanics and new experiences into a shooting game and shooting genre that has gone on since 2003. And they brought in zombies, which and I don't care what anyone says. When they brought in zombies, it started this whole love of zombie games. In my opinion, Treyarch started that whole thing. Um, Now, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, they were, to me, the story wasn't nearly as good. They were, even to compared to World at War, the story wasn't nearly as good. They were very generic stories. And they felt as if the story was being milked. Now, with Black Ops, they brought in a whole completely new story, completely alternate reality, and it was something that I actually really loved the story of the first Black Ops because how it's being because it reminded me of Jason Bourne, except you're Alex Mason and you're retelling stories from your past and you're realizing what actually happened during part of the game. I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. You know, um, I liked how in I didn't necessarily like that they went to the future to 2033 when it comes to Black Ops 2, and then you skip back, skip forward. That was a cool idea, but I don't know. I didn't really. I'd preferred if they had stayed in like the 70s, 80s, what have you, just there because that was such a cool era. Now with Black Ops 3, they just shot it way off into the future, and they made a better future than Sledgehammer did with Modern Warfare. Well, not Modern, Advanced Warfare. And yeah, the Black Ops series to me, it's Black Ops 1. Well, I'd say World at War. Everyone was worried because it was a Treyarch game. Gained Treyarch a much respect, and they created and brought reinvented Well, they caused the zombie renaissance in gaming. Black Ops 2 submitted their position of they are the best Call of Duty developer right now. Black Ops 3 kept that throne of the best COD developer, and even pushed it up a level and did better than what Sledgehammer was trying to do. So yeah, I look forward to the next Call of Duties, the next Treyarch Call of Duties. Not so sure about Sledgehammer. They got a lot to work on in terms of multiplayer with that game. But yeah, as well as Infinity Ward, their games are just going downhill. But let me know what you guys think. And yeah, peace, man. Have a good one.